Okay. All right. Good evening, everyone. This is Wendy Kremer, and I'm hosting our Team Up to Zoom call tonight. And we've got a great call planned for you. It is Monday, February 26th. So, like we said a minute ago, if it can't be on live, you can always get the recording at teamuptozoom.com. So tonight I've got a testimony for you, a really exciting one for you to hear. But she's having internet problems. So Carrie will be with us in a minute. So I'm going to start with, we want to talk a little bit about some of the end of the month things to be doing. We've only got 2 days left in this month because it's a short month. So we got to work extra hard to get the orders in by Wednesday. So Amanda, let's just start with you just sharing some of the things that we want to always be doing at the end of the month. Make sure that we cash in and get the most volume possible. So Mandy, you want to go ahead and share that?
Thank you, Wendy, and hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm quite thrilled. Boy, the volume is looking amazing this month. So people are working hard and getting things going, but there is something you want to start doing on a monthly basis as leaders of your business. There's a few reports that you want to pull up and get on the phone with some people, because not everybody is quite aware of their volume as you might be as a leader. So two of the most important ones that you want to pull up is, first of all, how do you get to the next leadership level? So you go into recognition and look to see how do you get to the next leadership level? How much more volume do you need to get where you're going? And I think something else that you really want to pay attention to is your AQ personal and your AQ team, to make sure you've got your 5 on their automatic order of 100 each, and that you've got 2 associates that have their 5. And you know right then and there, that's going to give you $500 a month for sure in your pocket. The other one you want to look at is associates close to the next leadership level. And again, right in Success Tracker under recognition, associates close to the next leadership level. So people are not checking that. So as a leader, it's up to you to pull that report. And I did mine today. And I mean, look at all the names on here. There's all these people that could be ranking up if they only knew. And if I let them know, they'll know. And as Wendy and I were talking earlier, this is the first paycheck that is reflecting the new compensation plan. So it's a very, very exciting time. And so, those rank ups are going to mean more money in people's pockets. So, get on the phone, make that effort. This is how network marketing works, is a whole bunch of people all doing a little. And that's how you rank up yourself. So yes, don't be shy, get on the phone. They'll be happy you called them. And also 2 other things quickly. Don't forget that we've only got 1 more month to go for the incentive, the Alaskan cruise. So your volume is going to really, really matter with any new signups you had. And next, the other thing is just don't forget about Manifest is nipping at our heels. Okay, Wendy, thank you.
Right. Thanks, Mandy. And you guys, Mandy said that we were a new compensation plan. I want to just clarify, that's just some tweaks to the compensation plan to make it pay even better for us, especially those of us who've been around for a while that have deep legs. Remember, we're getting 150 PV levels is what counts as a level now, not someone who's 100. So I got a text message from Kevin Robbins this week, who has been running numbers to see what, kind of modeling that. And he says that he believes we're going to be very happy with the compensation plan changes and how that's going to boost up our volume, especially those of us who've been around for a while. So make sure that you don't leave any money hanging at the end of this business period and you're ranking up, so that you push it all the way you can and get your people to do that. So awesome. Thank you, Mandy. Okay, Carrie Salee was able to finally get her internet connection. So Carrie has an awesome testimony to share with us tonight. So before we get to our main speaker, I'm going to have Carrie Salee come on, and you'll have to unmute there. Hi, Carrie. We're glad you work out your internet issues and get with us tonight. So Carrie Salee is one of our best product trainers in Mannatech, and she is also a speech pathologist and has been around Mannatech for years and has a really, really big growing group. So Carrie, would you share a testimony tonight with us that you've got a new one that you were sharing with me?
Right. Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you.
Okay. This is very special to me, just simply because of what I do. This is a story about a childhood disorder that results in things like poor social skills, poor or absent language, inability to talk even, maybe poor reasoning skills, cognitive skills. They have behavior issues, sensory problems, and they're usually all enrolled in all these therapies to help them develop all these skills. And so this family is a family that goes to my church, and I've known them a long while and was able to share amber toast with them. And so she did get it. Her mother had been on it and had some good results. So she said, you know, I'm going to try it. The testimony is about a 5-year-old boy. And the way that she described him is that he only babbles. He's 5 years old and just only babbled, and had occasional one-word utterances that you could understand. He would have these behavior meltdowns, and they were very difficult to deal with. And then she started Ambertose, and after about 3 weeks, she noticed his ability to participate better in all of his therapies. She noticed that he had improved attention skills, and was able to do his complete therapy tasks and things like that. And his behavior had started to change around the house too. Then she noticed he began to use more true words, and she told me that one day that his reasoning is better. She said, I don't know how to explain it, but for instance, he always likes to wear the same shirt every single day, and he couldn't understand that the shirt was dirty and it was in the wash. So she said that he is now understanding that the shirt is dirty, and she'll lay out a couple of other outfits and say, choose from these 2 outfits, and he's doing that without any behavior issues or meltdowns. He would normally have a meltdown if he couldn't wear what he wanted to wear. So these are huge things to parents who live with this type behavior. And so most recently, I think they've been on it now for about 6 or 7 months. He has improved so much that over the summer they were able to take him to Disney World on an airplane. And they had really had trouble traveling with him like this because of his meltdowns. And so he had one short meltdown when they got on the plane, and the lady on the plane helped them kind of get a separate area and kind of help get him quieted down. He calmed down quickly, and he had absolutely no other meltdowns the whole entire trip. And she said, Carrie, you just don't know what that means to us. It was such a wonderful testimony. And then I'll finish with a text that she sent me just the other night. And well, I had it pulled up. I can get it real quick. But I had asked her permission to share this story, and she said yes. So she said, I did think of something else last night. He's always been told his receptive skills are good as far as his ability to understand what we're saying, but he was lacking a big time in his expressive language skills. So he has had a huge step in progress. Even last night, as I was laying him down, he was on the verge of falling asleep and started coughing. He said with his eyes closed, Mommy, I'm coughing. And for him to say a whole sentence like that was just huge. So she's very excited about the changes, and we just thank her very much for allowing us to share this testimony on Ambertose.
Thank you so much, Carrie. Was he just taking Ambertose? Was he taking anything else?
The probiotics and Ambertose, and I think we're going to in the future start Nutriveris in his food. And I think he's had Manna Bears too. So she started him out on 2 teaspoons a day, and she said he got so jacked up. He had so much energy. He was running around the house, and she said, I just can't give him that much. So she dropped back down to a half a teaspoon, and then she's just gradually increased it. But he does really well with it. So in other words, no sensory problems with swallowing it.
Great.
So I think over time she'll be adding more.
Yeah, that's great. Awesome. That is a wonderful story. Very encouraging. So thank you so much for sharing that with us tonight. That
You
is
bet.
Thank you. Thank that family for letting me share that too.
We will.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Well, that's a great lead in to our speaker tonight, because our speaker is going to talk to us about why he joined Mannatech and share a story. And you're going to be really happy to hear. This is Ty Tribble, who was on with us just a few weeks ago. And Ty, we're glad to have you back. This kind of, you can look at it as kind of the encore performance. It's so good the first time that we wanted him back again. So this time we're going to just kind of talk to Ty and get to know him a little bit more. He is, as you heard us from our last call, he is like the famous granddaddy of them all of network marketing blogging, and is really highly esteemed in the network marketing industry. We're thrilled to have him in Mannatech with us, and as a presidential in Mannatech now. And so Ty, last time you talked to us about Facebook and how to use that, but I want to hear a little bit more. If we can back up and you can tell us a little bit about your story of how you got into network marketing and got to Mannatech, and then I'll ask you some more questions.
Yeah, sure. So first, let me just say it's such a pleasure to be on a call like this, and you know, with the Kremers and the Trells and all you guys do for your team. It's just a great blessing, not only for that team, but it's a great blessing for me to sit in and listen to. So I appreciate that in a big way, and appreciate your leadership. So I started out in network marketing in, I think, 1992 officially, and at the age of 22 years old. And I worked really hard, both my wife and I, for 5 years, 3 to 4 nights a week, out pounding the pavement and just, you know, going to meetings every single week and events and just trying to do everything they said to do. And it didn't really go that far. I think my biggest check was $1,200, and I spent $1,000 to get it. And if you went to public school like I did, that was a net of $200. And then I took about a 5-year sabbatical from the industry. So I still bought some products. I still, you know, read some books. I still listened to some audios. I still kind of, I didn't plug in completely, but I remained kind of on the peripheral, taking advantage of some of the PMA, the personal, you know, the positive mental attitude stuff and things of that nature. And so, you know, it's interesting when people say, you know, I've been at this for 12 months and I'm not making any money. I'm like, I was at it for 10 years and didn't make any money. And then what came into my life was a mentor, someone who really, I believe, put my, you know, heart and my success above his. You know, he was really truly interested in seeing me succeed, not just extracting money from me, which I had an upline basically do previously. And so in 9 months, I personally enrolled 100 people, over 100. And then 18 months later, I had earned my first 6 figures in network marketing. And then 18 months after that, I had my first really big, huge month was a $60,000 month in this industry. And I never really looked back. I set a lot of records at a couple of different companies. And, you know, the unfortunate thing is sometimes, you know, like the companies let you down. And that's why it's such a really cool thing to be here at Mannatech. One of the things that I would check off my list when it comes to a company is it being solid. And so I ended up having some super success at 2 different companies, and one really messed things up. And from a product and back office, and I mean, just so many mess ups. It was horrible. I lost like 90% of my business in 6 months, and I had grown like rapidly in that company. So ended up like, okay, I'm done with network marketing. I've been done with network marketing like 3 times. I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm just going to do internet marketing, and it will be less headache. So I ended up leaving that company and going to a different one and set records at that one. And then there was just craziness behind the scenes at that one. And I ended up like, I can't like personally attach my name to this, so I got to go. And I left again, and I ended up being a master distributor of a startup company, right? So it was great. We did millions of dollars in sales over 2 years. But like during 2008, when it was really like very difficult time for the economy, and we did well, we thought we were doing good, but maybe the investors thought they wanted more for whatever reason. In a December, I mean, like right before Christmas, that month they called and said, "Hey, we're not going to be able to pay the field if we pay you." And not extra money outside of the comp plan. I'm talking about compensation plan money. I mean, this is the kind of things you go through at some companies. And I'm like, you know what? Pay the field. Pay them. I won't worry about it. And the next month they just shut the doors completely and just cut off communication. It was just a nightmare. And that was after doing literally we did like $6 million in sales in 2 years. For a startup company, I mean, you think about starting from scratch and in your business, you do 6 million in a couple of years. That's like, you're like, wow, that's awesome. You do that in Mannatech, you're home free, right? But then they shut the doors down and took the product took the product retail. So cut out the distributor, which is another, think about what beautiful thing. And at that point, there's one of the times I'm like, okay, I'm done with network marketing for now. And ended up going to another company and went well, and set records, but just some things are not right some places, right? And so I ended up on the phone with James Hannon one night a few years ago, and he got me on the phone with somebody from Mannatech, and we're flying down and looking at the compensation plan and looking at what was going on. And it was actually pre all the big changes. So you had a brand that really wasn't up to speed. You had a compensation plan that really wasn't up to speed. You had some other things that really weren't like where I thought they needed to be to really grow. And so I built for a little while, but then I kind of just like sat back. I'm like, okay, I'm here, but this is not really, they're not ready yet, right? And I know many of you probably have felt that way. Like, wow, they're not exactly ready for me to kill it again or to really start growing. And then I got a call from Al, who I've known for years. He's followed me on my blog and all that kind of stuff. So we've known each other for a long time, even outside of Mannatech. And I flew down and met with him, and he goes, listen, we're launching a new comp plan. The new branding is coming out like now. And, you should see what we're doing. And he laid everything out for me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And that was about 18 months ago. I think in like, it took me like 11 or 12 months to go presidential. Now, it wasn't just 11 or 12 months because I had some volume previously. Here was one of the things that was so attractive about Mannatech is I built some volume in a team previously. And then I left for a while, basically. I just didn't really do anything. And that volume was still there when I got back. It's like, whoa, because in other network marketing companies, this is what you need to know. I've had great success in 3 or 4 network marketing companies. I've studied over 100 network marketing compensation plans. I know that sounds like crazy, but it's kind of what I did with my blog and everything like that. And what you need to realize is what you have your hands on from a product perspective. I was a business first perspective for a very, very, very long time. And when I looked at Mannatech, when I first heard the story, I'm like, wow, this is, publicly traded company, who's very transparent about what they pay out, which is a very high amount of a percentage in terms, when you compare it to other companies out there. And then, to have the product be such that people stayed on it. So I didn't build, like 11 months to presidential, but from scratch. I had a head start from what I had built previously, but was able to put that together and then go presidential in about 11 months. And that was, I think, 7-8 months ago or something like that. But it's been a whirlwind. It's been so great. And it's been a pleasure going on these trips and getting to know the leaders that have been so vital in terms of Mannatech's success over the years. So getting to know those folks like Wendy and the Luttrells and everybody else has just been such a cool thing for me and my family as well too.
That's awesome, Ty. So Yeah, first of all, Ty, we've got a couple of new people on here, and you mentioned Al, and I know they're not going to know who that is. Al Bell is the CEO of the company, and
Yep.
while we're talking, I want to congratulate Ellie Mason, who's brand new. She'd been on Facebook, and that's how we connected. She just signed an associate this week, and I see she's on here with us. So hi, Ellie, we're glad to have you. And so that's who Ty's talking about, is that you had met with Al Bella. And so you jumped back into Mannatech. So you've had tremendous experience in the whole network marketing field. So what were the specific kind of the key things that you saw in Mannatech that you believe this would be the company that you would jump into and stay with? And I know James Hannon, he's from Australia's, right?
Yep.
That's how you connected with him. So some of the things that say, okay, this is worth me pursuing.
Yeah, well, I hope no one gets offended, but I believe it's a God thing. I haven't told this story to many people, but about almost exactly 12 months ago, I went in for a procedure on my heart. And prior to that, so right about the time I really got super involved in Mannatech, I was feeling really tired and lethargic, and I just didn't know what was wrong. So I went to the doctor, and at the time I still take a lot of Mannatech products. So I was taking a lot of Mannatech products, and I go to the doctor, and they do a stress test on me. And I'm like, oh, you're fine. And then they did, where they go in and basically it's like what they do with the babies. They look inside the baby's tummy or see the baby in there. They did that on my heart, and they're like, oh, you're fine. 3 or 4 other different tests over a month, 6-week period of time, and they're like, you're fine. Maybe you got sleep apnea or something. You're not sleeping well or something like that. I'm like, okay. So finally they scheduled me, because it was still like something was still off. They scheduled to go in and look at my heart through my arm, which is kind of funny. You probably can't see the little scar, but they go in through the heart into there, run this little tube in. And even leading into there, the doctor's trying to talk me out of doing that procedure. He's saying, we could treat this with medications, and you're not like huge, obese, or anything like that. You could lose some pounds. A lot of people could. But he was really like not super concerned. But my wife was concerned. She goes, we need to get in and see what's going on in there. So they go in, and one of my arteries, the widowmaker, was 95% blocked.
Wow.
Now, you tell me, a 95% blockage, any minute I could have fallen over. But thankfully, through, I believe, products and all that kind of great stuff, I didn't fall over, right? Because of what was going on in my life at the time. And so that alone made me realize something about the Mannatech products, that there's so much opportunity to talk to people from a product perspective that is completely unavailable in the network marketing industry and other companies. A lot of companies will talk about, we have great products and science and all this stuff, but the stories that you hear, and to have to be incredibly careful about compliance with your products is kind of like, it's a blessing in disguise, because that means your products really, really do stuff, right? So I went through that process, and literally the next day, like I said, they put in 4 stents, and I've changed, I thought I ate fairly well at the time, but I changed it even more drastically. But, and then I got to know the products even a little bit more. And one of the things that was so evident, that is going to be so attractive to even leaders that have been around the industry of network marketing, maybe for a few years, maybe 10 years, 20 years, some even longer. What will be so attractive to those people is the fact that a person that gets on Ambrotose as a product stays on it for 9.5 years. It's like the company has the data to back that up. So I say I'm super energized from a product perspective, which I am, but in reality, I look at that in terms of what that means to building a long-term income for you and your family over an extended period of time. It's unheard of. There's not a single product in the whole entire, out of millions of products probably, billions, hundreds of billions of dollars in sales worldwide. There's not a single product that can say that when someone gets on an auto order of that product, the average stays on it for 9.5 years. There's not one. Okay. So if you look at it from my perspective, which would be money first, right? I mean, that's the reality of, because I looked at it as opportunity. I mean, this is what I do for a living, right? So I look at compensation plans. I look at products and how those will, be long-term. And there's nothing out there like Mannatech's products. And we continue to get even more innovative with the coffee, which is an amazing product, and Gin Max, which is the ginseng product. And when you take those products, which are like lead in to the other products in Mannatech, maybe someone buys a $30 box of coffee, whatever it is, or 20 something, who knows? And that gets people introduced to the products, but then they can come in and look at, then you can start talking to them about Ambertos after, right? So you have a lead-in product, talking to some people, and this is like long-term, big-time duplication. Hopefully people that have been around this will hear me a little bit. To talk to somebody right away about Ambertos, it's a tough conversation. There's a lot of science, there's a lot to get into. But having someone come in the door with a product like True Health, hey, I need to lose some weight. Oh my gosh, we have a perfect, plant-based product for that. And being able to talk to them about that is an easy conversation. I need to lose weight. Oh, we have a product for that. I want more energy. Oh, we have a product for that called Gin Max. Oh, geez. Coffee, would you like a full type of coffee instead of just, like a little parts of the coffee bean? I did a call with a pharmacist the other day. We talked about just everything that's inside of the Mannatech coffee. It's unbelievable. But having that kind of product that can lead to conversations about Ambertos over a long period of time, your volume is going to continue to rise and never fall. And when you get in that position, a lot of network marketers continuously replace their volume on a every 6-month basis. They're just churning through people. And the great thing about Mannatech is now you have a brand new compensation plan that is going to be very attractive and actually can quickly and easily on a napkin outline how to make $500 a month, which is incredibly exciting. I mean, if you can get someone to $500 a month, they will never quit. So, that would be one goal is, hey, let's get everybody to get started at $500 a month as quick as possible. And then you can continue to have those quality conversations about the different products. And on top of the whole 9.5-year product thing and all these great other products coming into the play, the cool thing is that you have real customers in Mannatech. It's the first company I've ever been with in 1992, 26 years that ever had real customers. You hear what I'm saying? I've done, I don't know how many million, maybe $40 million in sales and network marketing over that period of time. And my mom never bought my product, right? Now she's on auto ship at Mannatech because she knows. She could go on and tell you for 20 minutes how amazing the products have changed her life. So when you have now we're up to date on the comp plan. Now we're up to date on the branding. Now we're up to date on new products that you can lead with. There's a whole focus on the idea of making Mannatech also a digital destination in terms of what they're going to do to take that not only to the level of maybe other companies in the industry, but completely outside of the industry and even beyond, where we leapfrog a lot of the industry into new territory when it comes to online marketing and technology and things of that nature. And they're really, I literally flew down to Dallas last week, or yeah, I think it was last week, and had conversations about where we're going in terms of technology, which is near and dear to my heart. Combining all that together, there's no place better in the industry of network marketing. There's hundreds of companies out there. I could have been any one of them, and I'm here. And you know, like I said, there's part of it. God put me here. I feel like God put me here for a reason. One is probably to save my life, which I don't know how compliant that is, but we'll let that be sorted out. But the other part is to let people know who maybe take it for granted a little bit how great you all have it. And so the new people here, if you would listen to me and say, this is great, but the people who've been around a little bit, I would say, you know, don't take it for granted, because the grass is not greener. The grass is brown, right? It is 100% green where you're at, and you need to take advantage of it and build your business as fast as possible. So obviously I'm a little excited about where we are and what we're doing, where we're going.
That's great, Ty. And it's great to have a fresh perspective, especially from someone like you who has seen the other things out there. Now tell me, you talked about a lot of other companies you've been with, and some that had closed down and, you know, didn't pay their associates. What would you tell someone, maybe they're with a company and they're not real happy with what's going on in their company, or maybe they're getting, you know, they're kind of borderline going to make it or not. What would you say that would, of the benefits of Mannatech, to bring those people over to Mannatech? What would be the, I know you've said several already, the products and the compensation plan. Is there anything else?
I mean, I think that it's, you know, it's a really personal conversation. You know, with network marketing, it's the same as talking to anyone, really. There's the art and there's a science part of talking to someone about a business. And in that circumstance, I mean, I really want to find out what's holding them back. Mm-hmm. So often we think we need to sell the company or sell our business. And I'm of the opinion that we ask enough questions of the other person to get to the point where I know for a fact that there's a want, need, or desire for what I've got, or if you're a true networker in the sense of being a giving type person, a go-giver. If you've never read the book Go-Giver, it's amazing.
That's a great book.
Maybe I'm not the solution for them. Maybe someone I know is the solution. Mm-hmm. But I want to, it's like, I don't want to step on anyone's toes, but a lot of people have this idea of go for no. And in my opinion, I'd rather not go for no. I like to hear people say yes. Maybe it's the fact that, you know, I've never had a really low self-image necessarily, but maybe in the back of my mind, I'm like, you know, I want people to, I mean, don't we want people to like us, right? That's like part of the challenge of talking to people. Oh, what are they going to think of us? In reality, most people are not thinking about you. They're thinking about themselves. This is something, it's hard to teach our teenagers this, right? I'm like, they don't think about when you walk down the hall, believe me, they're not thinking about you. They're thinking about what everybody else is thinking of them. So getting that ingrained. But if we can get to the point where we have a clear understanding of what that other person truly wants, needs, or desires, and whether or not our products or our business are a solution for that person, then it's an easy approach, super easy. Like you ask enough questions to know that they want to lose weight. I'm not approaching them about the business. I'm saying we got some products that are amazing and you should try them. If we gravitate a conversation toward they don't have enough money to take a vacation, then I'm not talking to them about true health. I'm talking to them about the business opportunity. So it's really the same. I mean, I kind of go about it the same way when I talk to a leader. It's a different level of conversation, but they're usually like something's going haywire. Mm-hmm. And if we are a solution, which we are a solution if from a compensation plan perspective now, we are a solution from a product perspective in terms of building a long-term business that you know for a fact is going to be there in 10 years because of the value of those products and the integrity of the products and what people get out of them. So having that conversation and you know, combining those things together, because it's not really one thing with Mannatech. It's the combination of all the things. Mm-hmm. It's a combination of like leadership from a corporate perspective who are in tune with the field. It's a combination of field leadership who are here for the right reasons. Their heart's in the right place. They're not out to, you know, take advantage of other people. And you know, when you combine all of the leadership aspects with the compensation plan, with the new branding, and with the products, you've got a combination that can lead to tremendous. I mean, I believe we're going to see huge growth in the next 5 to 10 years, and legacy type growth. So it's not. I'm not after like $10,000 a month is great, and I don't want this to sound wrong. I'm begging you not to judge me for this, but I'm not here to make $10,000 a month. I'm here to, you know, help like 40 people earn $10,000 a month. Okay, so if I could maybe help you, maybe just think a little bit bigger, because we have something amazing, and it's just a matter of time to share it with enough of the right people, and it's a timing thing too in people's lives. I don't want to take a ton of time in this, but I mean, when someone invited me to look at the industry of network marketing, I said no the first time. 6 months later, I said yes, and it was the exact same script that they used. So they used the exact same words on me. The only difference was it was 6 months later. Why did I say yes? Why did I say no? It had nothing to do with the integrity of either person. It had to do with my timing. That was it. So, you know, never give up on anyone. Keep in contact with people. And don't get down on yourself if someone says no. It's not. They're not saying no to you. They're saying no, not right now, is the way I hear it.
Yeah.
But go for the yes. Find out what they want first and provide that.
That's awesome. That's really, really good business tips. Ty, I want to ask you one more question, then I know Mandy has a question for you. But I've heard you talk about this before, but if you would just share this again. We went through some challenges with the Texas AG. How has that made us a stronger company now? Yeah. And how do you use that situation to be a positive to people?
Yeah, I personally, I honestly believe it's a positive. Some people might say, oh, you're just using a tactic, but I believe it is a positive based on everything I've seen. And I'm good friends with the MLM attorney. If you Google MLM attorney, this guy's name comes up number one, right? I talk to this guy all the time, and he's a great guy. And so he has really interesting insight into different companies and what's going on and what's legal and what they think is going to be legal and all this other kind of stuff. And I believe that Mannatech had a challenge at whatever it was 10 years ago with the Attorney General in Texas. And I bring that up right away with a potential business partner. And I say, look, here's one thing you need to know. These products are so good that many people went around and they said, I'm not going to say it's the wrong thing necessarily, because it's probably the right thing. But even if you say the right thing, the Attorney General and the government, you're not allowed to say it. So they said it. They weren't allowed to say these things. They got in trouble. But here's what's cool about that. They were fined like $6 million, which is nothing today. I know companies that fine $250 million, $400 million, right? Herbalife is an example. I don't necessarily bring up Herbalife to that person, but just so you know, $6 million is nothing. The impact it had internally on people within Mannatech, I think, is way more costly than the actual fine. But it's actually a really good thing, because it allowed Mannatech to be so far ahead of the curve when it comes to making these kind of claims that other companies, they don't have the tools in place. Mannatech, they have tools in place to kind of spider the internet to make sure people aren't saying the wrong thing, which is really innovative technology. But I want that there. In my best case scenario, do you want to be able to say exactly what the product does for people? Of course you do. But we know that the government and we could get in conspiracy theories and all kinds of stuff like that. But the reality is they don't want us to say it, right? So we don't say it now. But from my perspective, I want people to, I mean, I want to help 40 people make $10,000 a month or more. I don't want somebody who is saying a bunch of crazy stuff about the products to wipe that out for me. Having already been through that, it's a really unique situation. So we never have to worry about the fact that somebody's going to say something crazy about our products, because we've been through that whole scenario. So what I say to the person who I'm speaking to right away, I just, look, here's the reality. Yeah, they got in trouble, but they didn't get in trouble for anything crazy. They got in trouble for saying what their product does, right or wrong. And they got fined, not a huge deal. So I address it right up front. So if somebody goes on the internet and sees that stuff, oh, Ty already told me about that. No big deal. I'll go on to the next site, right? If you approach it up front, you're done. You never have to approach it again. And it's a really powerful position to be in and it's like, it's another reason why I don't really put Mannatech on my wall on Facebook. Am I proud to be Mannatech? 100%. I'm incredibly proud to be involved in Mannatech. But I want to tell the Mannatech story myself. I don't want Google to tell the Mannatech story. I don't want people to, go to Amazon and buy Mannatech products. There's a whole generation of people that would see a Mannatech product on your Facebook wall and automatically go to Amazon to buy it. They don't know that you represent it. They haven't connected those two things together. So, I mean, I'm really careful with that. I'd rather tell the story myself. Yeah. And when you do, look, it happened. It was not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing, because it put us in the position to now grow and not worry about that kind of thing. That's great. Which is an incredibly powerful position to be in. That's good. Those are some good tips. And it's just, our products work well. That's why we got in trouble, right? They do. So, Mandy, can we take another minute and you ask your question? You had a question for Ty.
Do you know what? I'm going to pass, and I'll tell you why. Ty, that was amazing and fabulous. Mine's more specific to Facebook marketing, so it's not really appropriate for tonight. So I'll pass, but I'll catch you later, Ty, on that one. Sure, anytime. Okay, thank you. So, Mandy, any other comments you want to make to Ty or say before we wrap this up? No, I don't think so. I think, you know what, Ty, that is really good advice, because I know so many of us can be shy about talking about our past, and I love the way you talk about that it's something we can be proud of. It's put us in the best position. Yeah. But to hear your opinion of Mannatech compared to all of the companies out there, like, we feel like that because we've been here for over 20 years. But to hear someone like you who has been with other companies and you really know what's going on out there, it really is powerful to hear that. I just need to thank you. That's fantastic. Thank you. Great. Well, Ty, this has been really good. We really appreciate you being with us tonight. And, you've given us some really powerful things to talk about with people. And I think one of the biggest things is our products work so well. The people stay on them for almost 10 years. Yeah. That is just, that's mind-blowing in this industry, because like you said, even your mom wouldn't take your other products that you were selling, but this is something that really works, and people stay on it whether they're promoting the products or not. I know we have customers that started 20 years ago. Yep. That are still our customers. We still get paid on it every month. So that's an awesome way to have a business. If someone asks you to look at their business because they think it's better than what you've got, ask them, how long does the average person stay on your main product once they start taking it? Yeah. Yeah. The answer will be they don't know, probably. Yeah. If they're honest, they'll say 3 to 6 months. Mm-hmm. That's the truth. Well, they probably only stay on it as long as they're promoting it and selling it and trying to build a business from it. And then yes, so true. Yeah. Absolutely true.
Great. Well, Ty, thank you so much for being with us. This has been great. I know everybody is excited about the things you've shared with us and just given us an even deeper, stronger confidence in our products and in our company and what we have to offer, so we can all go out there and share with as many people as possible. So thank you so much for coming on with us tonight. And thank you all, everybody, for being here tonight. Remember, the business period ends in 2 days. So get out there, find out who's close to the next level and help them bump up to that. And remember that Thursday night is our business opportunity webinar. And bring some new people. It's really working to get people on that, and they're getting started with us. And if you are anywhere near Omaha, Nebraska, we have Al Bala coming into Omaha on Thursday night for a business, be a dinner and event with him, and that's going to be awesome. So let me know if you are coming to that. So thanks again, Ty, and thanks everybody. Oh, Ron and Paulette aren't with us tonight because they're in Disney World with their grandkids. So that's another benefit of this kind of business, is that you can take a night off and go do whatever you want. So anyway, that's where they're at. They'll be with us again next week. So you guys have a great night. God bless y'all. Bye-bye.